And I hope everybody here feels bad for Nick. But to be honest with you, I don't want anybody to feel bad for us. It's just the nature of the beast. It's the way it goes. I'm not going to tell you next man up and this and that. I'm going to tell you we're going to have to adjust as a team. And the one thing that's good about basketball is a team sport. There's no doubt that our margin for error has shrunk, meaning we were a plus 11 in our offensive. We beat teams by 11 points a game. Maybe that shrinks down some, but what I hope to do is get a few more points out of a few people, a few less points, meaning defensively we're gonna have to be a little better. Find a way to rebound a little bit better, maybe through cutouts and just being a little more solid. So the margin has shrunk for the errors. We don't have many, but our expectations for victory hasn't changed one iota. Nick won't be replaced, as I said, by one guy. It'll be a group. I had a big meeting today. I met with my team early this morning to deliver the message of, we already knew about Nick, but what we need for the next 3 weeks. I'm hoping and praying, one is get off Twitter. Number two is to focus in on what you gotta focus in on for 3 weeks. Give me 3 weeks of your life, I'm gonna give you 3 weeks of mine. And you know, sometimes through adversity, some of the greatest moments in your life take place. Everybody just has to look a little bit harder at what they can do to help a team win. If you look at yesterday, it wasn't like Cassius had a great day. He was 3 for 15. And you know, Nick was out most of that game. And yet we found a way to win and actually be a little stronger in the second half. We made 10 threes with Cassius getting 1. That was a big accomplishment. We overcame the second half of Nick being out by just locking up defensively. We won because we got contributions from many different people. Guys like Kiffy or guys like Kyle Arns. You know, now we're gonna need more. As I said, we love about basketball is it is maybe the consummate team game, even over football or Fred's favorite baseball. You need 5 guys working together. And very seldom does just one guy make that big of a difference. And yet when you look at a team like Rutgers, you know, when we played them the first time, it was back in November, which seems like 100 years ago. Nick had 20. Josh Langford had 14. That's 34 points we're going to make up for. But at the same time, remember that Matt McQuaid didn't play in that game. I think a couple other guys, Kenny Goins is a better player now than he was then. So it's not like this team hasn't faced adversity all year long. I mean, it started early with McQuaid, then it went to Goins, then it went to Kyle Arns, and now it goes to Nick. And we found a way before, so we're going to find a way again. The problem for me with Rutgers is they're the 4th biggest team in the Big Ten, I mean in the country. The #1 tallest lineup in the Big Ten. They got 10 guys that are playing 13 or 14 minutes or more. So one thing they have is great depth. They're going to just keep throwing people at us. I have a lot of respect for the job Steve Pinkel has done with them. This team is so much better. Guys that were averaging 1 and 2 points are now averaging 6 and 7 and 5. Everybody's gotten a little bit better. 2 guys that were starting last year playing a lot are playing the least amount of minutes. That means they've got better players around them. Omaru, I think is how you say it. I got a little phonetical spelling today by my great SID back here. He is an elite level player. I mean, he can do a lot of things. He can score it, he can shoot it, he can penetrate, he can guard. He plays with incredible energy. And I think he is, you know, one of the guys that could play a lot. Their point guard is very good. He's given us trouble. They have great size. Guards are 6'5", 6'4", 6'6" at times. Our last 3 matchups have been decided by 11 points or less. So I'm sure this game is going to be no different. It's going to be, we're going to have to learn how to play in close games, and maybe that'll help prepare us for down the stretch. So all in all, guys, it's a shame for Nick. Everything did go very well last night. They got him in right away, and hopefully that'll speed the process up a little bit. I don't have any medical information for you. It was your traditional small hairline fracture, either done on a hit on the hand or a hit on the rim, and or both, I guess. And I don't have much else to tell you about that. That you can check with my trainers. As far as coming back, I've talked to people that have had 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Different people have done different things depending on how they react. For the most part, Nick has not been a guy that's been injured much, and he has, if it's sprained ankle or a little bit here and there, he's recovered very quickly. Whether that'll be the same for a bone, I don't know.